Also, let's talk about the sequence, how we set the sequence. So you right click once and then you go to the sequence table. Here I wanted to tell you that while in this case it's a bit tricky, that you don't have to write the while, VIAL, you don't have to write it, you just write 1 2 3 4 5 and it automatically becomes while 1 while 2 while 3, right? Then the important thing is that you have to mention the while it consider it is not your sample number, right? This is not, this while number is the position in the software, position in the machine, right? If you put your sample, let's say if you put your, you have only one sample, you put your sample in the machine at 25 location number 25, then you will put here while 25. So that's how machine will go on the location of while 25 and take the sample, right? This is a bit tricky thing. Here you put your sample name, the sequence as you want, and then you, because here in the methods we had a lot of methods according to your how you use the HPLC, for which purposes you use. So it more or less you have a lot of, so you always have to choose which method you wanted to have. And then injection is always one, and it's always 20 in normal cases it's 20 microliter, right? It take 20 microliter of sample, needle take 20 microliter sample from your sample, and then it evaluate your, and then data file. So try to keep the same, whatever the name you give your sample, you keep the data file with the same name. It's easy to remember. So just in case if your samples are not ready because you just arrived and you have to prepare your sample, so what you do, you don't run sequence because your samples are not ready. So what you do is you do, okay, one more thing I forget to tell you, that whenever you have, in our case let's say we have a lot of samples, 45 samples, so I cannot wait for 45 samples because machine take 15 minutes for each sample, okay, 15 minutes per sample. So I cannot stay, maybe machine will work until late night. So always remember to put, this is we manually do nothing, and then we set the then we choose the method washing method. In our washing method we only use ultra pure water, okay? When machine will complete it 45 samples, no matter at what time, during the night or during the day, when it completes, it automatically shifted, because we save in our wash method that take ultra pure water 0.05 ml. We save this, we give this command to wash method, and we give the name to that method wash, okay? So when we choose from here the method wash, it automatically start taking 0.05 ml from ultra pure water, and it changes the bottle. Machine automatically will change the bottle. So this is, since I told you that this is the thing that you have to do early morning or the day before you are expecting to do the sample. So since your samples are not ready, so you do okay. But if your samples are ready, you already put them in the machine, then you run sequence, and then it start taking the sample. When you run the sequence, it will, everything started getting yellow, okay, which is an indicator that your machine is working in a good condition and everything is okay. So there is nothing to worry about. And after putting all these things, after making the things, then the most important thing is to act.
So this is how your normal working HPLC online software screen looks like when it is working perfectly fine. So it depends on the software type of the software that you are using. It could be in the green, or everything should be in blue color, which is quite normal. But if it is in yellow, or if it something appears in red, it means that there is some problem with it. So let's start discussing the things mentioned in this screen. So on the top bar where they mention sequence, and along with the sequence you find the diagnose S. So diagnose S is the folder name where your results will save. So from the offline software of HPLC, you go and you find the folder diagnose S. So from diagnose S, you will find your result folder. So you can change the folder, you can make another new folder for you, and you can select that new folder of yours instead of diagnosis or anything. right? So on the left side of the sequences, there is this blank white bar. So from this blank white bar, you can choose the method, which method you wanted to use for these samples. Okay. And okay, if you go down under the stop button, you can see 100 vials, and you can see that with blue vial, with little blue vial, there is this one of 13, which means that at the moment machine is working on the sample number 1, and as you see on the sample number 1 is actually blue. So it means that this is the sample which is actually miring at this moment. So 1 of 13, it means that total there are 13 samples, and machine is at the moment working for sample number 1. But I can only see sample 10 samples and one on the 100 position, which is probably our night mode sample. So it's like 11 samples. So how come it's 13? So it is 13 that there could be two possibilities, that the researchers save while one three times. Like in the sequence bar, you say while one, while one, while one. You give the command that take the sample from while one three times. Probably you want three replicates of the sample number 1, or you do like while one two times, and then while two times. So you will ended up having one replicate of while 1 and one replicate with the while 2. So that's how it becomes like 13 samples. And there is this mistake that I wanted to highlight in this picture, that the liquid that you are using in the A vial is very low. So in my opinion, you should, as I told earlier in my earlier video, that you should be very careful when you are going to put your samples. The day before you planned your study, you have to make sure that your mobile phase, your ultra pure water, like in the vial A and B, they should be filled, and everything else which is need for the experiment is okay. So far, that's all. See you in the next in next video.